There we go. So we'll start in a seated position of our choice that is cozy and comfy for us, but allows us to sit really tall through the torso. So we're heading into a new moon this week. And the new moon is often the reminder, the invitation to remember, to take a moment to pause and to perhaps reflect on what has been, and perhaps even set an intention. So I feel personally that this new moon, even though I set an intention every new moon, this new moon is carrying a little extra weight as we come out of, a little bit out of our social distancing, and we start a new chapter into what will be our new normal for the next little bit. And it feels like this cusp for me. It feels like this cusp and this opportunity to reflect back on our time social distancing and see what stood out for me as the stuff, the good stuff that supported me through that. And what do I want to take from that and carry forward with me with intention as we move forward into the next step, with the hopes of it continuing to support me. Now for you, that might be a new habit or an old habit that you've gone back to. A lot of people have gone back to knitting and baking, and it's been such a therapeutic practice, and perhaps you want to set the intention to carry that forward, those practices forward. Or maybe it's something completely different. Maybe you've now got a Wednesday at 7:30 Zoom meeting with a special family member, and you want to set the intention to keep that even when we become connected and busy again. For those of you who your days still look the same pre, post, and during, there might still be something that has shown up for you that you want to take forward. So this would be the time as we move into the new moon to sort of reflect back and become still and silent. So we will try to reflect that today on the mat by taking things a little bit slower with a lot of intention, and taking pauses and poses to allow us to see what feels good and what we want to carry forward. So just allowing ourselves to sit here right now. Draw your attention to your breath. No need to change it. Just notice the breath flowing in and out. Drawing our mind to the present moment. Drawing our mind to our body as it moves with the breath. And then we may invite the breath to deepen a little bit. Expanding the inhale a little bit. Allowing the exhale to more fully empty us. Continuing to allow the breath to deepen further. Finding that point in which it serves us. That the inhale really fills us and allows us to feel nourished. And the exhale allows us to soften. Might soften our busy mind or our shoulders. But just allow us to come back to this moment, into the body, following the breath, taking a moment to pause. With our breath returning to its natural cadence, we'll go ahead and flutter open our eyes and start adding small movements. Let's start making our shoulder rolls. So taking our shoulders up, back, and down. You may do them together or one at a time, whatever serves you. Just bringing some movement into our shoulders. Allowing those to grow if you wish, to larger movements. Perhaps getting those shoulders all the way up to our ears. And when we pull our shoulders back, we're really thinking of squeezing the shoulder blades together and sliding them down our back body. We'll do one more big shrug here. Letting that go. We will stack our forearms in front of us. So just like I Dream a Genie here. We'll stack them so the right arm's on the bottom, the left arm's on the top. And then slowly, keeping your torso where it is, so not allowing the shoulders to make any movements or the upper body, begin to move towards the right. So sending the hand, the right pointer finger as the direction arrow as to where you're heading. Holy smokes, that was hard. And then coming back to center. And then just continuing back and forth, allowing your arms to stick together. And just the arms make the movement in the direction of that bottom hand. We'll do a few more of these. Nice and slow and gentle. Just going to the edge that our body allows us to go. And the next time we come through center, we'll go ahead and switch which arm is on top. So right arm comes on top, left arm comes on bottom. Now left finger is pointing to the left, so that's the direction we'll go. Over to the left, and then back to center. We're keeping our arms at the level of our shoulders, our forearms at the level of the shoulders, drawing our attention back to our shoulders and our torso to make sure the torso staying stacked, shoulders over hips, isn't twisting. Allowing the movement to come through the arms. I'll go ahead and take a couple more to this side. Remembering to breathe while we're here. And then we'll let our arms go just long enough before bringing our hands together. Interlace our fingers. Use one of the knuckles to make an infinity sign. Trying to get all the action in the wrists here. And then back your infinity sign up the other way. And then we let our hands loosely stay attached as we palms down, elbows out, start waving our arms. So from one elbow, taking this big wave to the other side. Look at this wave, this water element. The moon is associated with water. And there we go, we've got it going on. Back that wave up, take it the opposite way. Tide must be coming in now. And then we'll go ahead and flip our hands palms up and wave from one to the other, allowing the movement to really get through those wrists. And then back it up. Getting some movement and grooving through the wrist. And then we'll shake that off. Let's go ahead and dive forward. We'll come to our tabletop position. So landing in our tabletop, our hands are spread wide, wrist underneath our shoulders, clawing our mat, knees are underneath our hips. Right away, we'll add that cat-cow movement by allowing our inhale to drop our belly, shine our heart, lift our chin, and the exhale to wave us backwards, dropping the tail, lifting through the back and dropping the head, flipping back and forth, waving back and forth. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to contract. Few more of these. Adding some hip sways or circling motions if you wish. Breathing lots of full big breaths. And at the end of our next exhale, we'll go ahead and return to our tabletop position. Making sure we're still pushing into all 10 fingerprints, keeping the chest up away from the earth. Go ahead and tone the belly by drawing the two hip points in together. And then we'll start some fire hydrants. So our right knee will lift up to the side, keeping all angles bent so our knee and ankle are still at 90 degrees. We'll start making big circles with our knee. Big, big circles. You choose the direction that you'd like to take this motion the first time. Allowing the motion to start small and grow big. Whatever direction you're going, go ahead and reverse that direction. Taking as big of a circle as your body would like in this moment. One more big circle. Next time your knee comes towards the earth, just place the knee on the earth. Touch base with those fingertips. Make sure they're clawing the mat. Push the chest away from the earth. Tone through the belly. This time left knee goes out to the side and we take those big circles with our knee. Our knee goes out, back and down. And still using our breath, keeping our belly tone to support us. We'll take one more loop this direction and then switch it up, drawing the knee the other way. If your head is hanging loose, go ahead and draw it up so it's a long extension of your spine. One more big loop and then your knee comes back to the earth. All right, keeping those hands placed where they are, we'll curl our toes under ever so slightly. And on our big breath in, we'll think of lengthening through our spine. And on the exhale, sink your hips back towards your heels for this variation of child's pose. Use your inhale to pop yourself back up to your table. And on your next exhale, we'll send your hips up and back for your down dog. Inhale, come back to your table. So just like the waves on the ocean, we will flow through these movements. So inhale, tabletop. Exhale, sink your hips back, child's. Inhale, come forward to your table. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Inhale, come forward to your table. Exhale, sink your hips down and back. Inhale, come forward to your table. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, come forward to your table. Exhale, child's, hips back and down. Inhale, forward to your table. Exhale, down dog. This time we'll stay in our down dog and pedal our puppy out, dropping one heeling, bending the other knee, swaying the hips side to side. And then we'll come to stillness, both feet still as we push into our hands, lifting up from the side bodies all the way to our hip creases, pulling, pulling, pulling up and back, still maintaining contact with the earth. We'll use our next inhale to look forward and our exhale to take a nice slow walk all the way to the top of the mat in our forward fold. Once we land in our forward fold, we'll make sure our feet are hip width apart. And ever so slowly, starting at our tail, begin to roll and rise yourself up. Just allowing each little part of the back to stack on top of the one below. No rush to get there. Nice and slow all the way up. Once you come to a standing position, we'll use our next inhale to send both hands up over our head. Go ahead and grab your left wrist with your right hand. Take one more big inhale, and on the exhale, crescent over to the right. Drawing your left hand over to the right, keeping the left hip firmly planted all the way down to the foot. So as we stay rooted in the present moment, we reach up to that moon, crescenting over. One more big breath in. Exhale out here to soften. And then inhale, come on back up to the center. Switch grasp. So left hand holding right wrist. Big inhale as we reach up. Exhale as we crescent over to the left. This time we're really thinking of keeping that right hip firmly planted on the earth, all the way down to the right foot. Nice and tall. All the way up through the side body. Thinking of pulling the armpit up and over, away from the hip. Our last big breath in here. As we exhale, we soften a little bit. And then inhale, come on back up. Hands up to the sky. Exhale, swing those hands out and down as we forward fold. Inhale, let's take one halfway lift, long and tall through the spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, let's take our hands and sweep them up over our heads. And then exhale, let the hands go. Beautiful. We'll get a little bit more hip moving and grooving. We'll come up on our right toes and start taking big knee circles. Again, a little bit different now than our fire hydrant, but just getting some moving and grooving through the lower body here, through the ankles, the toes, the knee and hip. And then we'll go ahead and spin the opposite direction, making sure that we're still breathing where we are. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Right foot comes to the earth. We come up on our left toes and start taking circles with our left knee. Warming up these hips a little bit. And then switching directions. Really thinking of rolling through the toes too. There we go. And then we'll come back to our Tadasana mountain pose. Let's inhale, sweep our hands all the way up to the sky. Touch the moon and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long tall spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your hands up and over, over and up. Exhale, let the hands go. Beautiful. Let's keep our right foot placed where it is. Take an inhale to remind us to stand really tall. On the exhale, we'll tone and send the left foot back for our warrior two. So the left foot is landing parallel to the back of the mat. Right foot staying facing forward. We'll bend our right knee somewhere over our ankle. Finding a stance that suits us. We'll inhale, hands front to back. Long and tall through the spine here. Taking a pause to just first feel the warrior two that showed up. And if this is the warrior two you want to carry forward, then stay right where you are. If you want to add a little fire to this warrior two, you can squeeze those heels together, drawing your energy up into your lower belly, toning the lower belly, creating a little bit of extra heat here. Breathing. Lots of love in, lots of love out. Our next inhale, we'll drop our left hand, flip our right as we reach up to the sky. Peaceful warrior. Find a comfortable place for your neck, whether you stay looking forward with your gaze just on the horizon, or you can look up to your hand that's lifted, your choice, just something that's comfortable for your neck. We're breathing in here and using our next exhale to come back to our warrior two. Since we're flowing with the watery moon element, let's add some pulsing here. So inhale, hands come up, we'll straighten our knee this time, fingertips come to touch. And on the exhale, we'll come back down to our warrior two, bend our front knee. Inhale, straightens both legs, palms come up to touch. Exhale, allows us to come back down, warrior two. Inhale, up we go. Exhale, down. Last one, inhale, up. We'll stay there, fingertips kissing each other, and then pivot on the right heel so our feet are parallel to each other. We're facing the side of the mat. Big breath in, reach a little higher, spread your hands wide. Exhale, allow the hands to come down. All right, take a second to readjust. We've set ourselves up for a wide-legged position here. So just take a second to make sure you're feeling comfortable in this stance. Adjust as necessary. Trying to keep the feet parallel, but whatever suits the knees and hips is best. All right, big breath in here, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, ground down through the feet. Feel present in the moment, and then inhale your hands out side to side, palms facing away from you. 5-point star, this is called. Stars amongst the moon. Yes, I'm being very corny tonight. Big breath in here, shining and remembering all that served you during this time and what you wish to take forward with you. As we exhale, we place our hands to our hips. Take that one big breath in, reminding ourselves to lengthen through the spine. And as the exhale comes, we hinge at the hips, allowing ourselves to fold forward, allowing the hands to come down to the earth or the block, whatever serves you. Remembering that if we don't have a block at our home practice, adding a little bend in our knee is super duper. We just don't want any pulling on our lower back here, and we want to keep a long, tall spine. So it's not so much about whether or not your head can reach the floor, but just finding that hello edge for you and staying there and supporting that with breath. Really filling your body up and exhaling into the pose. Wherever we are, we'll take one last breath cycle. And then take our hands up to our hips. Take one more big inhale. Imagine pulling your crown away from your tailbone. On your exhale, tone your belly. And then use your next inhale to lift yourself back upright. Woo, baby. All right, let's go ahead and pivot on our left foot, sending the left toes towards the back of the mat. So we're in our warrior two, facing the back of the mat. Beautiful. Okay, let's inhale our hands out side to side for our warrior two, palms down. Our front knee is bent, left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Breathing while we're here. Noticing our warrior two on this side. Seeing how it feels. And then if we're looking to add a little bit, we're going to squeeze those heels together, drawing all that energy all the way up, feeling the legs engage, feeling the belly engage as we pull our hip points in. Staying here with lots of love. Feeling how this changed the pose for us. Noticing, pausing. And then we'll drop our back hand, right hand this time. Left hand flips palm up. And using your next inhale to lift your left hand up to the sky. Breathing full breaths. Allowing your neck to rest where it feels comfortable. One more big breath in here. And then exhale, bring yourself back down to your warrior two. All right, we'll go ahead and add those pulses again. So inhale, straightens the legs, fingertips come up to touch. Exhale, we come back down to our warrior two. Inhale, up and straighten. Exhale, down and sink into the knee. Inhale up. exhale, sink down. Inhale up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, come on up. We'll stay there this time. Bring both feet in parallel to each other again. Big breath in as we reach a little bit taller here. Exhale, let those hands come to our hips. Okay, once again, make sure the stance is good for you. Feeling good on your feet here. Feeling good through the knees and the hips. We'll inhale, really tall and long. You might even think of placing your hands on your hip creases. So I've got my thumbs behind me and my index fingers wrapped around and really in the crease of where my leg and upper body will bend over, basically bend at my bendy point. That's an official term, just named it. All right, we'll take a big inhale and really think of lengthening up from my fingers. And then on our exhale, we're gonna think of coming up and over the fingers, allowing ourselves to forward fold here. Release your hands when you feel ready to allow them to come to the earth. And again, we breathe. We were just here, so the tendency is to just jump quickly into the pose, but try to stay present right here, right now. Allowing yourself the moment to pause, to see how it feels. Remember, if you don't have a block or your fingertips are having trouble coming to the earth, go ahead and bend your knees. We really want to keep that long, tall length through the spine. Wherever we are, we're allowing our breath to guide us. If our breath is not flowing with ease, see if you can come on out or give yourself some space in the pose somehow by adding in a little extra bend. And coming up onto your fingertips even. We'll take a final breath cycle in this position. The end of your exhale, we'll take our hands back up to our hips. Tone the hip points in together and use your inhale to come on back up. Okay, let's go ahead and heel toe those feet together. Go ahead and jump them together, but I think they need to heel toe and give a little shake out there. Okay, let's go ahead and play with something that is beautiful in moonlight, even though there's no moonlight during new moons. Tree pose. We'll stand tall and stoic like a tree and take a moment to pause there. So let's go ahead first and place the right toes on the earth next to the left heel. Take that big breath in to really remind ourselves to rise right from the left heel all the way up to the crown. On the exhale, we'll rotate the right knee out to the right and allow the bottom of the right heel to rest on the inside of the left leg. So we have this grounded tree. Let's go ahead and inhale our hands up to the sky, growing our limbs. Taking whatever variation of limbs you wish to. And then when you feel ready, when you've touched base with this pose and you're looking for a little more, you can start to slide your foot up your calf, finding a place to rest your knee. I remind you that if you have knee issues, you're not going to want to push on your knee. You want to stay below or above the knee. And wherever we are, we're breathing big breaths in and big breaths out, reminding ourselves to find that drishti, that focal point to help support us. One more big breath in here in stillness. And we'll use our exhale to bring our knee forward, foot to the earth, and let the hands come down. Okay, give that a shake out. Okay, let's go ahead and keep our right foot on the earth. Place the left toes next to the right heel. Deep breath in, reminding ourselves to grow right from our right heel, the root of our right heel, all the way up through our crown, reaching for the sun. And on the exhale, we'll allow the left knee to rotate out to the left, resting the bottom of the left heel on the right leg. And reminding ourselves that how far our knee turns out is totally up to our body. Take that moment to pause and see if it's the right shape for you. And then when you feel ready, inhale your limbs up to the sky. Find that focal point. Take a moment to pause and decide if you want to grow this tree. And if you wish to slowly begin lifting the foot, the left foot up the right leg, coming to find a resting point that serves you. Again, reminding yourself if you have knee issues, we're not going to push on the knee. Whoa, a little windy in here today. Trying to remind ourselves that even in the wind, we can bring ourselves back to stillness and pause. One more big breath in. Using our exhale, our knee comes forward, hands release, and foot releases to the earth. Beautiful. Let's come to the top of our mat in Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your hands up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for that one halfway lift, long and tall. Exhale, we fold. This time we plant our hands and step ourselves back to our down dog. Pushing into our 10 fingerprints, all the way up to the armpits, extending. And then extend from the armpits all the way up to the hip creases. Pulling those hip creases we just had our fingers in, up and back. One more big breath in here. And then exhale, lower your knees to the earth, swing your feet around and come to sit down. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to do one more little fun thing before coming to recline. Let's go ahead and start with the left leg out nice and long in front of us. And stomp the right foot on the earth next to you. Next to the left leg, I should say. So sitting nice and tall here, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, settling into your sit bones and seeing how that feels on your lower back. See how that feels on your back of your leg. If you're needing a little bit more space, go ahead and add a little bend to that left leg right away. Okay, beautiful. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hands behind us ever so slightly, the palms on the earth and the fingers pointed out away from us so we can lean back. So we're sort of supporting ourselves, looking like we're sitting on the beach here. Now take that right leg, lengthen it up into the sky, and on the exhale, bend the knee and allow the outside of the right ankle to rest on the left thigh. You've seen this before. We normally do this laying down. It's a variation on our pigeon pose here. Now, if everything's already talking to you, you're going to stay right here and breathe. Lots of breath. If you're looking for a little bit more, you're going to start bending the left knee even more and drawing the left heel towards you. Perhaps the left foot even comes to the earth. Now, remind yourself to pause as you move. Do a little check-in and see how it feels. We don't want to be causing any pain here. Just gentle, 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 gentle lengthenings and stretching. Still staying really tall through the torso, so we're not going to like sag into our lower back here. We want to stay really nice and tall. Breathing while we're here. The longer you sit and breathe, the left heel might want to come a little bit closer, but really we're going to be honest with ourselves and make sure that everything feels good. There's no end goal. It's just the journey. So taking what we want, leaving the rest behind. One more big old breath in here. On the exhale, slide the left heel out. I know that's hard if you get a really sticky mat. And take the right foot next to it, extending it out long. So we're now sitting with 2 legs out long in front of us. Let's go ahead and bend the left knee, place the left foot on the earth, and come to sit up tall again. Okay, do that little check-in, see how you're feeling. If the lower back or the back of the leg is already talking to you, then go ahead and put a bend in the right knee and give yourself some support right off the bat. Set yourself back again, coming back to the palms, fingers out. Nice and long tone the belly a little bit, and then we'll inhale the left leg out in front of us, off the air, off the floor, in the air. And then on the exhale, rest the outside of the left ankle on the right thigh. Whew. All right, touch base again. Make sure you're not sagging into the lower back. You're still really tall and long through the torso. Hips are showing up different on each side, so determining what we need on this side, we start sliding that right heel perhaps closer to us. Reminding ourselves that if we thought that was a good idea and then we started and our body had a different idea, we can always back the pose up. Breathing while we're here. Really allowing our breath to be that watery element, the ebb and flow. Allowing ourselves to support by not sagging to the back, but also find places of softening, relaxing. Imagine yourself on a nice warm beach somewhere. Has nothing to do with the new moon, right? One more big breath in. And exhale, let the right heel slide out. Allow the left leg to join it before bringing both soles of the feet back on the earth. Still sitting back a little bit. Allow the knees that are bent to fall from one side and the other. Taking our windshield wipers. Allow them to go as far as you want, even if it means the other hip lifts off the earth. So, I mean, if your legs come to the right, if your left sit bone comes off the earth, that's okay. Just allowing that twisting action to happen through the lower body here. One more to each side. Come to the center. Go ahead and hold on to the back of the thighs and then roll yourself down. Coming to lie on our backs, knees bent, feet on the earth. Making sure we're tall through the body, shimmying the tailbone away from the crown. We'll go ahead and draw the right knee into our chest. Give it a little squeeze. Big breath in here, and our exhale to allow the shoulders to soften. Allow the chest to soften. At the end of your next exhale, go ahead and let the right foot come to the earth. Take the left knee into the chest. Again, filling our body with breath. We allow the exhale this time to soften through the jaw as we part our teeth and allow the muscles of our face to relax. Still maintaining the softness through our shoulders and chest. Our next exhale, we'll go ahead and draw both knees in. You guys know the drill. You can rock from hip to hip. Take our knees in circles. Take a moment to pause. Tune in with your body. And if it's requesting any different movement right now, go ahead. Take that movement. When you feel ready, Go ahead and set yourself up in a shavasana that serves you. Whether that's placing your feet on the earth, your knees bent, with your feet wide and your knees falling in on each other. Or allowing your legs to rest out long on the earth. Perhaps our hands come to our sides with our palms up so our shoulders can really soften to the earth. Or if we're looking to provide a little bit of support to ourselves, we may place one hand on our belly and one hand on our heart. Holding ourselves in this moment. When your next inhalation comes, go ahead and really use it to fill your body completely. You may even wish to pause at the end of the inhalation. And then allow the exhalation to slowly leave your lips, inviting a softening and melting to all of your body. You can do that a few times, allowing our inhalation to slowly come through the nose and fully fill us. You may wish to pause, then allow the exhale to escape through your lips, inviting that softness and ease into the body. You can do one more. Might even pause after emptying completely before beginning to fill again. Pause at the top of the inhalation and then allow the exhalation to fully empty you and allow you to soften in to Shavasana. As we allow our breath to return to its natural rhythm, we welcome our bodies to the pose. We might draw to mind that's something that we wish to carry forward with us with intention as we move through the next lunar cycle. That's something that supports us and holds us. Then we'll take our final pause of class by resting here in silence with our breath. Inviting your breath to deepen, your attention to come to your body. Begin by making small movements. And when your body feels ready, allow those movements to grow. As we all make our way to a side. Pausing for a moment before using your hands to push into the earth. Return to your seated position. Sitting nice and tall, We'll use an inhale to remind ourselves to lengthen up, and an exhale to invite ourselves to soften in. Bring your hands to heart center. May you be healthy and safe, and may you forever know the love that surrounds you. Namaste.